Hey, what's up guys? I posted a few videos a while ago. It was just kind of fish catches, but we were catching smallmouth bass on Lake Erie. One was from the Niagara River too, so those are two places I fish a lot. They're right in our backyard here. I thought maybe I'd go over some of the stuff we were using if you're interested in that. If you like fishing, outdoors, that kind of stuff, maybe we'll do some tutorials. Like I'm planning on making some jig heads and stuff like that. If you want to see that kind of stuff, think about it. Hit the subscribe button down below. It means a lot to me. If you have anything you want to see or want me to talk about, I'm down for that. So let me know in the comment section below. So my 4 go-to baits, I got 5 things rigged up here, but my 4 go-to baits is gonna be a tube jig, classic Lake Erie, catches giant fish, catches lots of fish, and it's always on my boat no matter what. If I'm on the lake or the river, I have one on my deck all the time, no questions asked. Next one is a jerk bait. I use a Machine Lure Works jerk bait. It's by far my favorite jerk bait going, and he's a local guy, so I'm kind of rocking a really good bait and supporting a local guy. So yeah, I think that jerk bait's one of the best on the market. Easily compares to Mega Bass Vision 110. It's just as nice. Hooks are sharp. It really gets the job done. Third bait I got is a vibrating jig and spoon, bladed jig, whatever you want to call it. But there's a bunch of different variations of it. You got tail spinners, kind of the same thing. But yeah, I use just a basic one. It catches lots of fish, giant fish, and they crush that thing in the fall and the springtime. I don't use it so much in the summertime, but if you do, let me know. Maybe I'll give it a shot, but it's not really a bait for me in the summertime at least. The last bait I got is a swim bait. I've been using the Machine 3/7 head. I think he calls it a smelt head. But yeah, those jig heads are unbelievable. Running a 4-inch swim bait, so I don't know, it works good. Really gets, really hooks those fish deep, and they don't come off, that's for sure. Last rod I got in there, I have a drop shot. I'm not a huge drop shot guy. I know people are like smallmouth bass, drop shot, finesse, whatever you want to say. I don't really fish drop shot that much. It's just me, don't have very much confidence in it, but some guys love it. But yeah, anyways, let's get into it. All right, so first let's talk about what I'm running for tubes here. So on Lake Erie, I'm always using a 1/2 ounce weight, or a jig head, whatever you want to call it. I'm always using 1/2 ounce. You can run a 3/4, I've seen, 3/8. My favorite's a 1/2, I meet it in the middle. I will run a 3/8 if I'm maybe fishing the river. It's a little shallower in there, and I will run a 3/4 if I'm fishing really deep and it is getting rough. So for the most part, I'm using a 1/2 ounce jig head. It fits my needs. Now let's talk color. So springtime, this is my favorite color. I don't know if many people are using a color like this in spring. A lot of people I see use green pumpkin or something like that, but this is a smoke with red. This is actually Strike King coffee tube. This is the one I'm using a lot. Everything I have in this video, I'll also have a link in the description if you ever want to look for it. I don't know why they like it. I don't have any rhyme or reason. It just works. So for that reason, I use it. When I rig up a tube jig, a lot of people spit in it. I don't know, spit in the tube, spit on the head, piss in it, whatever guys want to do, they can do. Sometimes it stretches out the plastic and it discolors it and whatnot. I don't like that. I don't spit in it, I don't piss in it, I don't do any of that stuff. What I do, I take a little bit of scent. I don't really believe in scent. I just find it's better than me spitting in it. I just spray a little bit right in the bottom of the tube. That makes that head slide up there nice and easy, nice and smooth. Pop that head out the top, and just like that. Now it has a little bit of scent, not discolored, slid up there nice and easy. There's no spit, no saliva, no bodily fluids. Whatever you guys do to it, that's up to you. But hey, if you like that idea, let me know. But that's what I do to my tube anyways. And so I have that color I use a lot, especially in the springtime. It's a killer for me. As you can see, there's one on my rod. Another one I do use a lot too is a green pumpkin. It's classic. A lot of people use this color. They use it because it works. Simple as that. And that's why I use it too. I don't know, it's a natural color. Seems to always work. Works on Lake Erie. Yeah, gets bit. So those are my two favorite colors. For my rod, I'm running a G Loomis. This is the 893S JWR, so jig and worm. This is a 7'5". It's a little bit longer than most guys run. This is what I like. I find I always have a lot of line out. If I cast the tube, if I'm fishing deep water, there's a lot of line out there. I like a longer rod to get a nice hook set. So with that longer rod, you can have a big sweep, big long hook set, and it's gonna really drive that hook down. For my reel, I have a Shimano Stratic. I think it's the FL they call it. But yeah, this is a 3000 size. I like 3000 because it comes with this cool little handle. This is a new one. I don't know, it looks pretty good. It's pretty nice. It's got a nice drag. It's always good when you're fishing smallmouth. You need a good drag. But yeah, 10-pound Power Pro, 12-pound leader. Like some guys might say that 12-pound leader is too heavy. I don't know. Works for me. Doesn't break off as much. Your tube's always dragging rocks. When you're at Lake Erie, you look for rocks to fish around. So you have to think that tube jig's always being bounced through rocks, dragged over rocks. Zebra mussels are line shredders. Yeah, a little bit heavier line will hopefully eliminate some break-offs. You don't want to be breaking off a big smallmouth, that's for sure. Okay, so that's my tube setup. Let's move on to swim bait. This is my swim bait combo. Daiwa Tatula reel, Daiwa Tatula Elite rod. Where all the magic happens. This is the Megabass Hazardong shad, 4.2 inch, green pumpkin shad color, and the head I'm using. This is actually the 5/8 head. This is a Nishine Lureworks smelled head. This is a 5/8. For the most part, I'm using the 3/7 head. I find it's the best all around. This one's 5/8, like I said, and I will use it if I am fishing really deep water or if it's getting a little rough and I'm losing that bottom contact. With the swim bait, I find the key is having that bottom contact. Just like the tube, you want it just dragging on the bottom. Super slow roll, just so that tail's rocking. It really drives the fish crazy, and they will chomp on it. But trust me, bottom contact is key with these. The attention to detail on these is absolutely ridiculous. Sometimes that probably makes a difference. Like I said, Nishine Hiroshi is a local guy. Support what he does. He makes really good stuff, so I'm killing two birds with one stone there. Using a good product from a good person. So anyways, these Megabass swim baits, you could use any swim bait you want. I use Megabass, Kitech, Bass Pro Shops brands, whatever you want. It'll probably work. I like this one. It's got a super nice action, fits on this Nishine head really well. Yeah, it gets the job done for me. Back to the rod and reel. This is the Daiwa Tatula 100. So I think it's 16-pound sunline. Like I said, this is always dragging on the bottom. You have a lot of line out. You want good hook sets. So yeah, a little bit heavier line doesn't really hurt. Yeah, and it's the 8-to-1 gear ratio. You want to be able to catch up to these fish. Sometimes they'll knock complete slack in it. If you can't catch up to them, they're gone. So don't be afraid to throw on a high-speed reel, like 8-to-1, 7-to-1, something like that. This is a 7.5 or 7.6 medium heavy Cody Myers search bait rod. Amazing smaller swim bait rod. This thing is a killer rod. I love it. It loads up so well. Honestly, I don't think I've lost a fish. If I button a fish, I don't lose it on this rod. It's absolutely phenomenal. I love it a lot. I'm really digging the Daiwa stuff lately. They've been coming out with some really good stuff. Actually got some new stuff on the way, so check that out later. Nishine Lureworks head, Megabass swim bait, Daiwa Tatula reel, and Tatula Elite rod, 7.5 medium heavy, Cody Meyer search bait. Like I said, I'll have all the links in the bio if you want to check the stuff out. So yeah, that's my swim bait setup. Let me know what you think. All right, next this is my bladed jig setup. I run it on a spinning reel. Sometimes it's nice to have that good drag and whatnot. And most of the time I drop it straight down. I'm not casting it very far. So I do like being able to just open up my bail and let it fall, just like it did there. This is actually just a really traditional bladed jig. Probably as basic as they come. Just silver with black on top. I like silver blue, anything silver works good. This is a 3/4. I do like the 1 ounce too, a little bit deeper. Get down really fast. Most of the time when you see a fish on the graph and you drop this thing down there and the water temp's a little bit colder, they absolutely hammer this thing. It's such a cool bite because when you pop it up and they grab it, you set the hook hard, you give them the gears, and hold on because they'll fight pretty hard. Anyways, nothing special about it. I don't have any cool secret, no special products. This is just Cabela's brand, bladed jig, 3/4 ounce rod. Really nothing special. I do really like this Daiwa ballistic reel. It's really nice. Price point's pretty good. It's a little bit more than the regular Tatula. This is mag sealed. If you do fish saltwater at all, that will make the reel last a little bit longer, that's for sure. So I have the Daiwa ballistic reel. The rod is a 7.2 medium heavy Tatula rod. This is the old model. Gets the job done. It's actually a really nice rod. A little stiffer, but I kind of like a little bit of a stiffer rod, especially when you're halfway up and a fish grabs it there. You really need to get a good hook set on them. So having a little bit of a beefier rod will help with that. So yeah, that's my bladed jig setup. Like I said, nothing really special, just some basic products. Next, we got my jerkbait. So for my jerkbait, actually, I'm probably upgrading this combo in the near future. This is kind of an old setup, but it's worked for me and still works for me. So I'm still using it, but I'm gonna get a couple of new things here in the near future. Jerkbait, we'll start with the jerkbait. Nishine Lure Works, Erie 115, I think he calls it. It's got this weight in the middle. It's a really cool feature. If you want to get down a little bit deeper, you leave that weight at full. You want it to sink a little bit slower, you don't need to get as deep. You can trim that weight down as you need it. Or you can take it right off if that's what you want. And it makes a huge difference. It sinks faster, sinks slower, whatever you need it to do. The attention to detail in these are absolutely incredible. Like I said, these should be competing with Megabass Vision 110s or whatever they got rocking. These things are next level. If you've never tried one, please give them a try. I'm not sponsored, no sponsors, no nothing. Just like promoting good product. So yeah, really good stuff. I'm rocking this Shimano Sitica old version. Heck, works good for me. Shimano Crucial rod, 610 medium heavy. It's not a bad setup for my jerkbait, but I think this is actually, they call it a spinnerbait rod, but it works for me. Like I said, I'm probably upgrading this in the real near future. But yeah, this jerkbait is killer. I have a bunch of different colors. I usually have 1 or 2 rigged up all the time, but if you've never tried one, give them a shot. I promise they'll put fish in your boat, and big ones too. So my last setup is drop shot. It's definitely not a go-to bait for me in the spring or fall, but I do use it in the summertime. But still in the summertime, it's still not really my go-to by all means. I do have one on my deck all the time in the summer. I will say that. In the summertime, when I see a fish on my graph, if I drop this Nishine drop shot minnow on them, most of the time I have pretty good confidence I can get them to go. But yeah, I don't know why I don't use it in the fall. I've never had really good success. I don't use it in the spring. I don't know what it is, maybe because it's not real tight to bottom, not like a tube or a swim bait. But anyways, this is a Tatula spinning reel, 2500 size, XH. Loomis IMX Pro drop shot rod, 610, super light rod, reel. Impressed with it, just like the ballistic. It's pretty much the same as a ballistic, but this isn't mag sealed. So performance wise, it's pretty much identical, but the ballistic might get a little bit longer shelf life just because of that mag seal. Drop shot minnow by Nishine Lure Works. And like I said, I'm not sponsored by all means. I have got to know Hiroshi the last couple of years, but he makes awesome products. I wouldn't use a product if it wasn't working for me. So that's just how I roll. I don't get paid to say nothing. You could probably tell by that little red button. There's no one subscribed. So yeah, Nishine Lure Works drop shot minnow works really, really well. That's my drop shot setup. I usually just wrap my weight around the little thing there because it's always bouncing around and banging shit up. So yeah, drop shot setup. Let me know what you think. So yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Those are my 4 favorites plus 1, which is my my drop shot. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button. Like button means a lot to me. Like I said, there's not many people down there, so join them. Anyways, maybe next time I'll do a video on them closing the boat ramps, because that leaves me sitting here doing nothing. I don't like that. I don't really think it's necessary. Anyways, if you want, maybe you want to see me talk about that, let me know. If you want me to talk about anything else, like I said, let me know. Down for anything. Yeah, if you don't want to subscribe, then don't. I'm not your mother. You can do what you want. Peace.